What up, humans? Kurumi here, and welcome to our tips, tricks, and guide video. In this video, we are going to show you tips and tricks for Helcurt. If you have watched our boot camp for Helcurt, you will be seeing exactly the same contents for this tips, tricks, and guide video. This tips, tricks, and guide video is for those who are intimidated on watching long videos. But if you guys are interested on watching the complete guide, just search for Time Traveler Boot Camp Helcurt on the search bar. Anyway, let's proceed. Set second skill to max level first. Prioritizing this makes the damage dealt by the stingers higher. That means you can easily burst squishy enemies down with this. Prioritize first skill less since your second skill is what you need to easily burst down enemies. Always upgrade his ultimate skill when available for upgrading. Helcurt is somehow considered as the hero with the most silencing ability. Being silenced doesn't mean you can't send chat messages and send wonderful messages to your team. But being silenced basically means that you can't use skills while under silence status. We did some experiments with his passive skill, but let's tackle on that later on. Helcurt's passive skill is what you need to defend yourself from some of the enemy skills. With the ability to silence enemies nearby when they deal damage to you with a skill. This is definitely one of the best defensive mechanisms you can have. Just imagine when enemy tries to gank or chase you. They will be silenced right after they cast their initial skill. This will be in your favor since the enemies won't be able to use some follow-up skills to kill you. Take a look on this Hayabusa. Hayabusa is known for his cheap shots to the enemy using shurikens with his shadows. He will charge towards me to do some cheap shots. But surprise, mother father, you got silenced. Hayabusa just chose to faint and kiss the ground. Some channeling skills can be cancelled by this skill. We will tackle on that in our experiments section later. Helcurt's first skill is what you need for mobility and additional silencing effects. With the ability to blink towards a specified location near you, this can help you chase enemies or escape death. Not only that, this skill can also pass through walls. The silencing effect of this skill is outstanding. Just imagine that when you blink in, the enemies are silenced for a few moments. Then afterwards, if they use a skill towards you, they will also be silenced again by your passive skill. Delaying the enemy's skill combo will help you sustain further when diving in team fights. Also, when darkness from your ultimate skill kicks in, this skill is buffed with movement speed reduction to targets hit. So this should be used well during the darkness period. Helcurt's second skill is what you need to burst down enemies, with the ability to fire a burst damage depending on the number of stacks. This will surely erase the enemy from existence as soon as possible. Take a look on how much damage we dealt to enemy Franco. Franco is even a tank to begin with. So basically, this skill can hurt anyone, even your ex. Before going in team fights and releasing this skill, make sure that you have full or almost full stacks. The more stacks it has, the more damage it can fire. This is one of the skill that you can utilize in the early game, especially while jungling. The jungle monster is just wishing for his pain to end sooner, just like your ex. The stack number is determined by the indicator above his head and also by the icon of his skill. The stacks will be consumed after the skill is fired. The stacks drop one by one when you don't deal basic attacks or haven't used the active skill. Helcurt's ultimate skill is what you need to support yourself and your allies during team fights, with the ability to reduce the vision range of the enemies. This will surely help your team kill the enemies with ease. So it's also useful to support your allies when they are having a clash with the enemy. This is also pretty useful to escape death since this increases your movement speed. You can use this when enemies try ganking you while you are focusing on wrap pushing. And lastly, you can use this while in combat with enemy heroes. Take a look on what happened to Fanny. She accidentally used her ultimate skill to my ally instead because she has limited vision. Also, it is mentioned on the description that if the enemy uses this skill, it won't affect Helcurt. That scenario means it's either the enemy has Helcurt as well, or a hero in the future that has a skill that can steal enemy skills. But the point is, the darkness doesn't bother Helcurt anyway. We did some experiments with his silencing abilities. His passive and first skill could silence enemy heroes. But let's try different heroes and skills against Helcurt. Again, we have our one and only lab rat, Rakuten, to demonstrate with us some experiments regarding Helcurt's silencing abilities. But since Rakuten is busy with his personal life at the moment, I chose to settle with a computer AI. Let's call the computer Aichan. So today, Aichan will be using Helcurt for us. On the other hand, I'll be using Balearic. As we all know, Balaric's passive attacks an enemy hero when triggered by chance. But will Helcurt's passive skill silence me when my passive skill attack him? As you can see, I was silenced when my passive skill was triggered and because I'm near him. Therefore, we can somehow conclude that even passive skills that deals damage to Helcurt can silence the target when they are close to him. Next, we have Carry. We all know that Carry's second skill has mobility and damage. We tried to dash towards Aichan to see if the silence will be triggered. As you can see, I was silenced as soon as the shuriken-like thingy hit him. But what if we try to dash near Aichan but not that close? As you can see, we are not getting silenced. This is because we need to be near Helcurt in order to be silenced by his passive skill. Now, let's try Carry's first skill beside Aichan. As you can see, we intentionally casted our first skill away from Aichan. We were not silenced even if we casted a skill beside Aichan. This is because you need to be near Helcurt and deal damage to him with a skill to be silenced. Next, we have Odette. And yes, we now have our one and only lab rat, Rakuten, this time. We tried multiple scenarios against Odette's ultimate skill. First, let's try casting it beside Helcurt. As you can see, we weren't even given a chance to hurt him, just like your ex. Helcurt's passive cancelled our ultimate right away. How about using it away from Helcurt? As you can see, we weren't silenced because we are kinda far from him. How about if we use our ultimate and Helcurt will approach us? As you can see, the swan song still continues, but we got silenced at the end of the song. I'm pretty sure Helcurt wants Odette to stop singing, but she continued instead. How about Helcurt's first skill? Will its silence stop Odette's swan song? As you can see, the swan song was cancelled upon Helcurt's blink. Next up, we have Gord with his mysterious ultimate skill. Let's see if we cast his ultimate beside Helcurt. As you can see, we are silenced, but we still continue on using our ultimate skill. How about Helcurt's first skill? As you can see, our ultimate was not cancelled still. Gord's ultimate skill is pretty mysterious indeed. Next, we have Diggy. We all know that his ultimate skill can remove crowd control effects. The question is silence considered as crowd control? Let's check it out. As you can see, Diggy was able to cast his ultimate instantly even when silenced. So basically, you can support your silenced allies instantly. How about Purify? Purify also removes and protects the user from crowd control skills. As you can see, the silenced was also removed. That's quite interesting. Next, we have Fanny. As we all know, Fanny can use her cables to wall spam enemies. When we try zooming in through Helcurt, we got silenced. This silence hinders us on zooming in instantly. Now, on this scenario, I tried harassing Helcurt inside their turret. As you can see, I got silenced as soon as I hit him. This instantly made us a walking Fanny because we can't use our cables. Therefore, Helcurt is one of the best counters against Fanny. Next, we have Kaja. Now, let's try it on Kaja's ultimate skill. As you can see, right after using our ultimate skill, we were silenced. But the good thing is, we still have Helcurt within our grasps. So always be cautious when the enemy team has Kaja. Next, we have Franco. As we all know, Rakuten is a pro hooker. So let's try if his combo will trigger our passive skill. Wow, Rakuten, pro hooker indeed. At last, it connected. As you can see, Franco wasn't silenced by our passive skill even if he used skills beside us. That's quite intriguing. How about if he used his ultimate skill right away? As you can see, his ultimate skill was cancelled. I'm not pretty sure why he wasn't silenced when he did his combo, but that's definitely intriguing. So, if you are using Franco against Helcurt, make sure to hook first before using ultimate skill, because this overrides Helcurt's passive. Never use the Flicker ultimate combo, because this will cancel your ultimate skill just like this. Next up, let's try if using spells near Helcurt will silence this. As you can see, using Execute beside Helcurt silenced us. So definitely, using spells can trigger Helcurt's passive, as long as it deals damage to him and we are close to him. Last but not the least, we have the weirdest of all scenarios, Irritel. We accidentally noticed this, but Irritel's passive triggers Helcurt's silence. Take a look when we hit him with our multiple basic attacks. As you can see, we got silenced. Let's try it again. Same happened. This is the weirdest thing we saw on our experiment, so I hope you take note of this as well. In terms of his combo, we follow a really simple combo on Helcurt. In certain situations, it is best to have full stacks on your second skill before going in. It really depends on the situation. So first, we use our ultimate skill before going in team fights. This will boost our first skill with the extra movement speed reduction, and will grant us additional movement speed. Then, we use our first skill to jump towards the enemies. This will silence and slow them for a while. Then, if ever you have decent stacks with your second skill, use it to burst the enemies. If you have no stacks, deal basic attacks first, then use it after having lots of stacks. Then, you can use Petrifier Retribution when the silence and slowing effect is gone. Then, just continue using basic attacks and skills whenever available. Here is another scenario where we use the combo. Additional tip. I know that Helcurt is a burst assassin to kill squishy heroes, but also think of the objectives of the game. You can consider destroying enemy turrets. If ever the enemies try ganking you, fret not. You have your ultimate skill to help you escape. Just repeat those steps for a greater chance of gaining a star. The tips I mentioned are just some of the ways you can use Helcurt. This video just guides you on how to use Helcurt the Kurumi way. We would like to thank our Wakandian brother, Rakuten, for being our lab rat again for this boot camp. You can search for him in-game and tell him how much you appreciate him, willing to sacrifice his pride and honor to be pro hooker. Watch his in-game streams and send some flowers and hearts. So, once again, this is Kurumi and that's how you use Helcurt. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to like and share this video. Also subscribe to our channel for more contents by clicking on the subscribe button below. For our skin giveaway events, check out the community tab for the giveaway post. We have our Ko-fi account just in case you want to donate us some coffee funds. Check our Ko-fi link on the description of this video. Please, only trust bootcamp videos from our official accounts. See you on the next Mobile Legends bootcamp. Cheers.